The city never slept, but that night, it felt like it had turned its back on him. He sat alone on the edge of a concrete rooftop, the wind biting through his jacket, rain tracing quiet paths down the glass buildings around him. Below, millions of lights glowed, millions of lives moving forward. And yet, he felt invisible. Once, he had dreams that burned like fire. He believed effort mattered. He believed time rewarded those who endured. He believed failure was temporary. But life had chipped away at those beliefs, slowly, mercilessly. Missed opportunities, betrayals that cut deeper than words. Promises broken, not by others alone, but by himself. Each failure stacked on the next, until the weight felt unbearable. He whispered to no one, maybe this is it. Maybe this is as far as I go. And for the first time, the thought didn't scare him. The next morning, he stood at a crossroads. Not a dramatic one, no signs, no thunder, no voice from the sky. Just a quiet street where two paths split. One led back to comfort, familiar pain, excuses he'd memorized by heart. The other led forward, into uncertainty. He realized something then. Rock bottom wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was quiet acceptance. And that terrified him more than failure ever had. He clenched his fists. If this is the lowest point, he thought, then everything from here is an ascent. That day, he made a decision so small it felt meaningless. He refused to quit. Not to succeed. Not to win. Just not to stop. Change didn't arrive with fireworks. It arrived with sore muscles. With alarm clocks ringing too early. With nights when motivation vanished, but discipline showed up anyway. No one noticed his effort. No one praised the hours he put in while others slept. No one saw the fear he fought every time he chose consistency over comfort. There were days he wanted to scream. Days he wondered if it was pointless. But something strange happened. Each time he didn't quit, his spine grew stronger. Each time he showed up tired, his mind grew sharper. Each time he chose effort over excuse, he reclaimed a piece of himself. He was no longer waiting to feel ready. He was becoming ready. Then the storm came, a setback bigger than the rest. A failure that mocked all his progress. For a moment, the old voice returned. See, you haven't changed. But this time, he answered it. I have. He realized the storm wasn't there to break him. It was there to reveal him. And what it revealed was someone who no longer ran. He stood in the rain, breathing hard, refusing to collapse. Not because he was fearless, but because he had learned something powerful. Strength isn't the absence of doubt. It's action in spite of it. Years later, when people asked how he changed his life, they expected a secret. A shortcut, a moment of luck. He smiled, because the truth was simple and brutal. He stopped negotiating with his weaknesses. He stopped waiting for motivation. He stopped letting fear vote on his future. He chose progress when quitting felt easier. He chose patience when results felt slow. He chose belief when evidence was missing. And one day, without realizing it, he looked back and couldn't recognize the man who once sat on that rooftop. Not because he became extraordinary, but because he refused to stay broken. If you're tired, if you're doubting, if you feel behind, this is your reminder. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need permission. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to not quit today. Because the version of you that survives this season will be the one that changes everything.